What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is Put a Ring on It, Season 2, Episode 6. So, let's go ahead and jump into it. So, first of all, listen, let me tell y'all something. I think the most gangster thing that I have seen on these 2 seasons, I should say, of Put a Ring on It, was when Miss Alexia looked down at her watch when Dr. Nicole was talking to her. Like, as if to say, I don't have time for this no more. I'm over it. Are we done? Are we finished or are we done? I was like, girl, I said, she is over all of this. All of this. She is over all of this. She said she does not want to go on a date with Smoke, because she said that she just feels like he is just using this situation to just be able to date other people and get away with it. And he's manipulating the process, and she's over it, and she no longer wants to participate. And no, she's not interested in dating him. At this point. So Dr. Nicole says, listen, they get to arguing back and forth. Dr. Nicole says, listen, I feel like I just need to have a one-on-one with y'all. Let's talk, because y'all are a lot. Y'all doing a lot. So for this week, Lexi, Jessica, and who was it? New dates were LaRonda, Sean, and Eric. Jessica and Lexi were going on repeat dates, and they told Mr. Darian, you need to just take a break, bruh, because he wants to, of course, he wanted to go on another date with Kai, and that's where this whole argument started last week, because he was like, well, I want to go on a date with Kai, but Lexi told me I couldn't. And Dr. Nicole was like, wait a minute, what? Like, that's not how this works. That's not what we're doing here. So anyway, so we get ready to go on these dates. So Jessica has her second date with old boy. He comes to the house with a rose, which, listen, I already don't like the fact that they come to the house. Then you're going to bring flowers. I don't know. That just hit me some kind of way. I thought that was disrespectful, but maybe it's not. But hell, this whole show is disrespectful. So what you going to do? Eric seemed like he might have been a little jealous. Remember, at first, Eric didn't seem like he was all that jealous. He wasn't all that worried about it. He was like, listen, if it is what it is, it's going to be what it's going to be. But I feel like he might have got a little jealous, because he was like, maybe she is attracted to him. This is the second date. I don't know. So they go on their second date, and he takes her hiking, which, of course, she was like, yeah, hiking's not really my thing, but okay. And, they're talking, and dude is, like, really shooting his shot. He's like, listen, I really like you. Like, I'm letting you know I like you. I know you got a man. I get it, but I like you. So, cut that zero, get with this hero, I guess. I don't know, And, of course, Jessica ain't know what to do with it, because she was like, but, okay, like, this is kind of quick for me. I think you might be doing a little too much too soon. But of course, she was enjoying the attention. I mean, most of us would. She said, our first date, we had quite a bit of tequila. So I want to know if I still feel like there's some sort of a connection while we're sober. Because, things can be real easy breezy, and you can remember what you want to remember when you're drunk, I guess. So Sean and LaRonda are having a conversation at the house, and listen, they've been dating for damn near 3 years, and we still having conversations about letting me know where you gonna be if you're not coming straight home. Like, I feel like that should be something that's already resolved. And then she was talking about how she doesn't appreciate the fact that, he calls her a liar. He was like, well, I don't appreciate you lying to me. I really didn't hear the rest of it, but that part hit me some kind of way, because he was like, well, I don't appreciate you lying to me. And I'm like, well, again, y'all been together for 3 years. Like, you with a liar for 3 years? Like, I don't know. It just was crazy. So, LaRonda's date comes to the door. Sean won't even let bruh in the house, okay? He was like, yeah, she'll be down in a minute. And closed the door in his face and made him stand on the other side of the door. He said, listen, things ain't right in my house right now. And so I don't feel like it's appropriate for me to bring this outside influence into my home that is already full of strife. And I was like, but that's kind of what y'all do. Okay. So LaRonda goes on the date, and at first she was saying that this isn't somebody that she normally would be attracted to. He's an older gentleman, and she said she's normally not attracted to older guys. He is divorced. I think he said he had 2 kids. And so she was like, but you're not interested in more kids. He was like, yeah. He said, but I definitely want to be married. I'm definitely going to be married. Like, I'm not going to have a child, outside of that. So I'm open to having children, having more children, but it definitely has to be in the setting of marriage. And she was like, okay, I hear you. I hear you. Both of them are in like business. So they kind of have that in common. And she said the more she talked to him, the more she liked him. The more she was kind of vibing with him a little bit. Now on the flip side, we had Sean going on his date, and they were doing Kintrick yoga. I feel like that was a bit touchy-feely for a first date. I believe her name is Tari, and she's a model, and she's in the entertainment field, and she's from California. She hasn't been in Atlanta that long, so kind of they have that in common. And again, he enjoyed himself, but I just feel like they was doing a whole lot of touchy-feely for me. I don't know about how other people felt about that, but I felt like it was too much touchy-feely for me. That Kintrick yoga, and I don't know, it was too much for me on the first date with somebody else's man. But that's just me. But again, Sean had a good time. He felt like he had a good connection with her. I feel like Sean just connect with the wind. I don't know. I don't know. Now Lexi went out on the second date with old boy. And, the first date was real love and basketball. They went to play basketball, and it was all cool or whatever. But something he said kind of turned me off when he was like, Lexi showed up, and it was nice to see her outside of her athletic gear. And yeah, I definitely feel like, yeah, she's beautiful, she's sexy, now that I can see it. And I'm like, so you didn't think she was beautiful and sexy when she was in her sweatpants and her tank top? That's how I took it. That might not be how he meant it. His words may not have come out, but I felt like, oh, now that she's in, some jeans and buttoned up shirt, like now that I can see her figure a little bit, now that like now she's sexy. I don't know. Did that hit y'all kind of crazy? It hit me kind of sideways. But it don't matter anyway, because once he told, she was like, so what kind of hobbies do you have? And once he told her, well, I used to do music. I used to do rap back in the day. That was it. That was over. When he started talking about something, he used to be in a rap group. I said, yeah, she ain't going down that road again. Hell, she barely want to be on the road that she on with the musician rapper. She damn sure ain't going to go down that road again. At least I don't think that's her intention. I don't know. But that's how I feel. So we end up seeing Dr. Nicole have a one-on-one with Lexi. And we learned a little bit more. And what we find out, first of all, I found it very interesting. Dr. Nicole was like, y'all been together on again and off again for 14 years, but we have 3 children. So was there infidelity or something? And she was like, well, he'll never admit it, but they're 3 children. And I'm thinking to myself, so wait a minute. So he's the kind of dude that even when it is blatantly in your face, he won't admit. So when y'all were on again, off again, he had 3 children by 2 different women. And what he's trying to say, that none of those relationships started before y'all broke up or wherever y'all were on again, off again situation. Girl. Then she went on to say how she sort of, when things weren't going well in their relationship, she sort of blamed herself, and that's when she was still playing basketball, and she made the decision to retire so she could move back here, because she was overseas playing basketball, so she could move over here and basically dedicate and put the focus in on making their relationship work. And of course now she's here, and it's just it's not working. She's not getting what she wants. It's 14 years later. She was like, he got kids with other people. And I'm like, but you didn't do that with me. Like I want children, And so I feel like I feel bad for Lexi in that moment, because I feel like he just takes all that for granted of what she gave up for him. Maybe she wasn't going to play basketball for a few more years. I don't know. But you just never know what she could have done. And it's like she gave all that up, and now she with this dude that won't commit to her, And so she got very emotional and she wouldn't let herself cry, and Dr. Nicole was like, let yourself feel it. Like, let yourself feel the emotions that you're feeling. Go ahead and cry. Let them tears come. Like, you need to let it out. But she said you need to have a conversation with him and be very direct in what you need from him and what your needs are from him. So, Lord, they go on a date. He make it seem like he convinced her to go on a date. But anyway, they go on their date and she tells him, like, I need you to get rid of that condo. She was like, that condo for me is a problem because in my mind, you use it to escape. You use it when me and you get into an argument or we have a disagreement or you don't want to deal with something at the house. And I don't always know or trust what's going on there. So for me to feel better and to feel comfortable, I need you to get rid of that condo. And at first he was very reluctant. And so he was like, well, I need you to get rid of it's this one particular friend that she has that he's convinced that, wants to date her. And he very well might be interested in Lexi. And Lexi was like, no, I'm not cutting off any of my friends for you. Now, the way I feel about that is two different ways. Number one, if you asking for something from him that makes you uncomfortable, that he needs for y'all relationship to work, then you need to be able to do the same. But the flip side is, if there really truly is nothing there, then he's going to have to learn to trust you. Somehow he's going to have to learn to trust you, I guess. But he eventually agrees to get rid of the condo. Now, the reality is saying it and doing it are two different things. I think it sounds good, and I think he said what he knew sounded good in the moment, but I don't know if he really has any intention of getting rid of that daggone condo. He might let somebody else, a friend of his, buy it and put it in their name or something. I don't know, but I ain't convinced that he really is planning on getting rid of this condo. Personally, that's just me. So then Eric has his date. Now, Eric's date, they go and play volleyball, and she's beautiful. She's very beautiful. She is from Panama, so she has a little bit of an accent. And they, he was loving the fact that they were, physical and stuff. But then, afterwards they sat down and looked like they had like a little picnic or something like that. And they were able to kind of talk. And he was like, he really enjoyed the conversation with her. And once again, he's talking about how he can have a conversation with somebody that digs a little deeper than just the surface. And again, I feel like that is his issue with Jessica, that he feels like whether she is or she isn't, that's what he feels. He feels like she's just surface, She has a child that's about the same age as his child. And, she said, yeah, you don't have no, baby daddy drama over here. Me and my husband, we're divorced. Well, my ex-husband, we're divorced. And I guess they're amicable or whatever, that it's not going to be no drama. And it was just a good conversation. He really, really enjoyed his conversation. And he thought she was sexy as hell. And I felt like they got a little too touchy-feely too. They feeding each other and stuff. And I don't know, y'all. These dates getting a little touchy-feely for me. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. So all the couples end up coming back. We have to, debrief with Dr. Nicole. So let's go couple by couple. So we have LaShawn and LaRonda. We have Sean and LaRonda. So LaRonda talks about how she enjoyed her date. And, she didn't think, that originally this is somebody that she would necessarily be attracted to. But they had a good conversation. And she is open to going on another date, right? So then we get to Sean, and he says he liked his date as well. However, he doesn't think it's a good idea for him to pursue another date with this woman. Dr. Nicole really got on my nerves in this moment because I feel like Dr. Nicole was trying to tell him how he should feel and tell him what he should do. Listen, I thought the purpose of this conversation, this whole experiment, was to make sure that all of those temptations were gone, to make sure that you don't find in somebody else what it is you're looking for and that the person you're with is the person you're supposed to be with. So if Sean is saying, listen, I'm attracted to these women and I like these women, but at the end of the day, LaRonda is who I want. And even when I'm leaving these dates after I had a good day, I'm thinking about LaRonda. I'm not understanding what the problem is. I'm not understanding why you sitting there and trying to convince this man that he should be doing something different. Okay? At the end of the day, he's making the best decision for his relationship. I don't know, Dr. Nicole. You was kind of irritating me in that because I felt like you was trying to push him to want to do something that he didn't already told you he didn't want to do. But okay. So then, but like I said, but LaRonda is going to go out on a second date with old boy. So that's interesting. So then we get to Jessica and Eric. And Jessica is talking about, she talks about her date. And she says, yeah, he professed that, he really likes me and that he's interested in me. And, basically, like he letting everybody know that, he kind of put it out there. But yeah, I think I want to go out on another date with him, even though I think he might have been moving a little too fast. I am interested to see how this goes. And I'm thinking, see, there you go playing games again, because I feel like your only reason for wanting to go out on another date is to try to make this man jealous. But Eric gonna go out on the second date with Miss Panamania too. Panamanian, Panama. Y'all know who I'm talking about. And so I think again they just need to go on and break up, because I don't think either one of them is really into the other one. I think they really are just waiting for the right person to come along in that moment. But that's just me. That's just me. I could be wrong. And I don't have no beef with either one of them, but I just think their relationship is just not in a good place and they need to just move forward. But okay. Then we get to Lexi and Darren. Well, they done had one good date and Lexi done fell back in love and she is all giggles and smiles and we're in a good place and we had a good talk and he agreed to get rid of the condo and he's hearing me and listening to me and we've been talking more and I mean, everything is just peaches and cream. And Jessica, her words of my sentiment, she was like, that sound good and everything, but I don't know if I believe that. Like, that just seemed like it went way too fast for it to be that good. And girl, Jessica, I am with you. I feel you on that 120%. I'm like, girl. But okay. All right then. So then they say, well, do you want to go on a second date with old boy? And of course she's like, no, I mean, I'm cool. We had a good conversation and all, but nah, I'm good. I don't want to go out on a second date. So then they ask Smoke, do you want to go out on a second date do you want to go out on a fifth date with Kai? He was like, nope, I'm done with that. I'm closing that door. I'm good. So Dr. Nicole says, well, I feel like you owe it to her to have a final conversation and tell her to her face. No, he don't. And in the moment, I was like, hell no, Dr. Nicole, now you being messy. He don't have to go tell her nothing. He don't owe her nothing. He don't need to tell her nothing. No, he don't. But then I saw why. Did y'all see the previews for the next episode? If y'all have not seen the previews for the next episode, y'all better go back and watch it. I'm not going to tell you. You go watch it. But I said, oh, this is a situation where production is being messy, because I feel like production already knew or suspected or whatever. And so they created this moment where Smoke can have another conversation with Kai on camera so that we can find out what Miss Kai said. Now, sometimes people can get real creative with editing. It may not be what we think it is, but it don't matter. I'm going to be there watching with bells on next Friday. All right. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in the comments. Peace.